Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about not only just Tesla stock, but a recent article about the Tesla Cybertruck, and this actually includes some quotes from Elon Musk and a bunch of other content regarding this new upcoming vehicle for 2021. And I have to admit, the Tesla Cybertruck is actually one of those things where I've always never really been a person obsessed with vehicles or even really interested in various vehicles. I've had some friends that have always been interested in cars and trucks and things like that, but I've just never really fit into that group until I started researching Tesla a little bit more. And when I started learning a lot more about the company late last year and early this year. So I've been continuing to do research, and I have to admit, being interested in Tesla stock has gotten me a lot more interested in the vehicles themselves as well. For one thing, I feel like the Tesla vehicles are very different from your typical vehicles that we've been used to for so long, like the ICE vehicles that just have a ton of buttons all over the place and they run on gas and things like that. Whereas you have the Tesla vehicle that not only adds that electric component to it, but there's no buttons really anywhere, and you just have that one screen that controls everything, and there's a ton of features that we've never really seen before inside a vehicle. I mean, this is the first time I've ever heard of actually being able to change your suspension just by using the screen, and you also have ridiculous stuff like fart mode, and you can play racing games with the steering wheel of the car. And there's all of these different features. I think you can plug up a controller as well and play games like Cuphead and all of the things like that. So this is really just a whole different thing, in my opinion, compared to what we've been used to with your typical vehicle. So it's almost like what I would compare the iPhone in comparison to just like normal cell phones. Like you had the BlackBerry and things like that. The BlackBerry was probably the most impressive phone before the iPhone came out. But the iPhone came out and changed everything. And if you think about it, cell phones had that basic function many years ago. They had a few features, of course. You had these like weird games like Centipede and things like that on there, but it was never even similar to what the iPhone was able to do, where they added a ton of apps to the App Store, a ton of games that you could play on your phone, whereas the functionality of a phone used to be just calling someone and texting someone, and then rarely would you ever play games on your phone. But now you have the iPhone, in which it does pretty much everything you would want to do digitally, and it's just a totally different product now. So I would use that comparison with the Tesla vehicles compared to pretty much every other vehicle out there, aside from the ones that are trying to do what Tesla's doing right now. So I have to admit, I've been a lot more interested in vehicles lately, but when it comes to vehicles, it's more specifically just Tesla vehicles. I'm not really interested in any other ICE vehicles, and I have to admit, I don't think I've ever been more excited for an automobile than I am with the Cybertruck, and that's what this news piece is about today. So, as always, just to check what the stock price is looking like, we just entered the after hours a few minutes ago, and the share price is currently at $1,485.32 per share. So, we've only lost just a little bit for today, only minus 0.11%. That's around minus $57 for my position. But let's go ahead and check out this most recent article now that we've addressed the stock price. And also, one thing I almost forgot, as always, make sure to smash that like button if you enjoy the Tesla content. But I don't know if I've mentioned this recently. I mentioned this in my older videos, but if we ever hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel, then I'm going to buy the fully maxed out Tesla Cybertruck. And even right now, as I'm saying this, I know that I'm going to keep my promise. So if it does happen, I'm kind of a little bit nervous because I'm like, man, saving $80,000 and investing it would make me way more money. But this is kind of just a thing where if we do get 100,000 subscribers, by that point, I should have some money saved up to be able to afford it. So if we can make that happen, then I'm going to buy the Cybertruck. That's just how it is. And I'm going to buy the maxed out one. Not the single motor, not the double motor, but the tri-motor Cybertruck. That's the one that I want. Yes, it's really expensive, but I'm willing to do it for 100,000 subscribers. And if we honestly hit that milestone and I order a Cybertruck, then I'll probably make a separate channel just for me doing videos on the Cybertruck. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out this article. But if you want to see me get a Cybertruck, make sure to, of course, drop a like on the video, but make sure to subscribe as well because we're trying to make that happen. But as you can see from this article by Electric, as you all know, one of my favorite websites for Tesla content, and this one states Elon Musk on Tesla Cybertruck. The goal is to kick the most amount of you know what possible with this truck. I just bleeped it out because you know how that YouTube algorithm is. We gotta feed it, be nice to it, and all that stuff. But anyways, as we get farther into this article, it states Elon Musk made new comments on the Tesla Cybertruck saying that the goal is to kick the most amount of what is possible with this truck. When the Cybertruck rolled up on stage last year, many thought that Elon Musk had lost his mind, but the CEO was always really aware that the electric pickup truck's design would be polarizing. When asked on the Automotive News podcast about whether or not Tesla did any customer research before designing the Cybertruck, Elon Musk burst out laughing. Customer research? We just made the car we thought was awesome and looked super weird. I just wanted to make a futuristic battle tank, something that looks like it would come out of Blade Runner or Aliens or something like that, but it was also highly functional. And so I love his response right here. Feel free to check out this podcast because it's actually funny to hear his response because he does really burst out laughing before he responds to it. And it just really emphasizes how different Tesla is as a company and the advantages of having a CEO like Elon Musk compared to a lot of these other legacy automakers out there. And that is because they're willing to make products that they think consumers will love rather than, doing a survey and trying to cater to customers based on surveys and things like that. Because as we know, if you just make a product that you think people will love, a product that you love yourself, then it's likely going to be successful. And we've seen that so far with the Tesla vehicles. We've seen it with the Model 3 and all of the other models as well. People are very satisfied with not only the vehicle itself, but the software, the different features, just the small things like the small Easter eggs and games within the screen. And people appreciate stuff like that. And in addition, of course, you have the advantages of electric vehicles compared to ICE vehicles. They're very quiet. They have a crazy 0 to 60. So there's a lot of advantages. And really, like Elon Musk says here, he knew it would be polarizing with the Cybertruck, but he created a vehicle that he thought some people would love. And the people that do love it are likely ones that really, really love it, like myself. I'm a huge fan of this. This is so futuristic and just something out of a movie that I never thought we would see in real life. And it says right here, even before unveiling the Cybertruck, Musk was already saying that Tesla could always design a more traditional pickup truck with the Cybertruck's powertrain if it wasn't well received. So it emphasizes right here, they were willing to take this risk to make a product that they think customers would love. Now, in contrast, if it happened to get a really negative reaction and customers didn't like it like Elon Musk was hoping, then the backup plan could always be to just copy the typical truck design that we've seen over like the past 100 years and just go back to that typical design that people are used to. But Elon and Tesla as a company was willing to take the risk to try something new. And as a potential customer and a big fan of Tesla and the stock as well, I definitely appreciate that. I love to see people thinking outside of the box, thinking in an innovative manner, and trying to do something new and offer something new to the table. And if it wasn't for Tesla, we likely would have had to wait like another 5 to 10 years to get an even comparable vehicle to what Tesla is at currently. Because right now, with everything that Tesla is doing, all of the other companies realize that they're way behind. Even the Audi CEO, the Volkswagen CEO, they've stated that they're 2 years behind Tesla, and they've even created an internal plan called the Tesla Catch-Up Plan. So the only reason that all of these other companies are trying to compete right now is because of how far Tesla is ahead. So I can only imagine how far behind we would be if Tesla was never a thing and we didn't have Elon Musk at the helm of it. So honestly, at this point, I could still see people in 2030, even in 2040, using ICE vehicles if it wasn't for Elon Musk and Tesla. And then it also states here, now, after Tesla has received over 500,000 reservations for the Cybertruck, the CEO is reiterating those comments. He stated, "It can be a better sports car than a Porsche 911, a better truck than an F-150, and it is armored and looks sort of kick, you know what, from the future. That was the goal, recognizing this could be a complete failure, but I wasn't super worried about that because if it turns out that nobody wants to buy a super weird looking truck, we'll build a normal truck, no problem. There's lots of normal trucks out there that look pretty much the same. You can hardly tell the difference. And sure, we could just do some copycat truck. That's easy, but that's our fallback strategy." And then it mentions right here, design aside, Tesla is looking to make the Cybertruck a leader in the pickup segment for functionality and performance. And then Musk stated, "We are really fundamentally making this truck as a North American you-know-what kicker, basically. The goal is to kick the most amount of, you know what, with this truck. We want it to be something you could use to tow a boat, a horse trailer, pull tree stumps out of the ground, go off-roading, and you don't have to worry about scratching the paint because there is no paint. You could just be smashing boulders and be fine." And then at the end of this article, it states that the CEO often joked about how Tesla makes the best vehicles for the apocalypse, and that the Cybertruck might turn the joke into reality, in which he states, "So it's probably helpful in the apocalypse. Things are seeming a bit more apocalyptic these days. Let me tell you, the truck you want in the apocalypse is the Cybertruck." And it states right here that Tesla is planning to bring the Cybertruck electric pickup to production in late 2021. So I love this article right here. This is probably one of my favorite articles that I've ever read on Tesla because it really does get some perspective. We see Elon talking about the design of the Cybertruck here, and like I said earlier, I love the fact that we are seeing Elon Musk be willing to take risks. And when I say Elon Musk, I mean many people at Tesla as well, but a lot of the core ideology does come from Elon Musk and his team. But I mean that in just like a general thing, not just Elon Musk, but him especially, and then many other people on the Tesla team as well. But I love the fact that they're willing to take risks. That's something you don't see a lot nowadays. Unless you're a brand new company just starting up and you're innovating, there's really not a lot of risk to be taken. For example, even the company Apple has been criticized a lot recently for not really innovating as much, and that's just because they've innovated at the beginning and they created a really solid product, and at that point there's really not much that needs to be changed. But still, I love Apple as a company, but that's a common talking point, and it's something that you see with a lot of companies out there. I would even say that Apple is a lot more innovative than your typical legacy companies that exist right now. So to me, I love to see a company that is willing to take risks, and that's what Tesla does. They're willing to scale their business and expand drastically, but they're also willing to take risks and make products that people love. And I think it's an excellent point talking about the utility value of this vehicle. And not only that, but it being valuable in an apocalypse as well. We've heard this statement before, but when you think about a vehicle that exists, if you really think about it, what's the best possible vehicle that comes to mind if you were to need a utility vehicle that you can rely on in an apocalypse situation where you don't have to worry about damages as much to it compared to everything else? To me, that is the Cybertruck. Now, we've seen the demo where they threw the steel ball at the window and it cracked it. That was a big event and everybody saw that, but it gave them an opportunity to improve on that. Obviously, that will not be an issue in the future, in my opinion, because they don't want that to happen again. They want to make a point out of that event that they are willing to keep on improving and make sure that it doesn't happen again. It would really look terrible on Tesla if that same thing were to happen again. So you can almost bet on it that they are ensuring that that glass is high quality and cannot be broken as easily in the future. But like I said, this is one of those vehicles that I could see being really valuable in just terms of every single utility that you could probably think of. Like it said, pulling out tree stumps, being a better vehicle than an F-150, and also that sports car aspect as well. So the 0 to 60 in 2.9 is crazy for the tri-motor. That's just mind-blowing to think about when you realize we're talking about a truck here. And I could also see a lot of law enforcement adopting the Cybertruck as well because it has that sports car aspect. It also has that utility truck aspect. So for law enforcement, they could really save a lot of money because the Cybertruck is less likely to have significant damage, even if it does get an event where normal damage would happen to a typical vehicle. Then I think the Cybertruck would take less damage. That would save law enforcement more money. And I think it would be very valuable with police chases as well, where you kind of like nudge the back end of a vehicle you're chasing, where it pretty much just turns it around and stops it in the middle of the road at like a 90-degree angle. So in terms of utility, there's really endless possibilities, in my opinion, for this Cybertruck. And I just wanted to make a quick video talking about this. For one thing, this was just a bit more fun of an article to talk about. It's a lot more entertaining, in my opinion, than the typical ones that we discuss. So like I said, I thought that was interesting and just wanted to share it with you all. And I'm also really excited about the Cybertruck myself. So let me know in the comments section if you would like to see more Cybertruck videos specifically, and also make sure to smash that like button if you did enjoy this video. It really does help me out. But as always, if you would like to begin investing, and especially if you'd like to check out Tesla stock, then feel free to sign up to Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you can get some free stocks, and with Webull right now, you get one free stock for just signing up with my link, and you also get an additional free stock if you deposit $100 into your account. Keep in mind, you can take that $100 right back out after you get that additional free stock. And then they also have another huge promotion where you can get up to 60 free stocks depending on how much you deposit. So if you're depositing more than $100, then you can actually get a lot more out of it in terms of free stocks. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.